delicious Finnish autumn seasonal food together. And maybe you are watching this as a recording, but welcome to you all in all. My name is Katri Pellikka. I work here at Uudenmaan Martat, and my job is to teach home economics, usually cooking classes. And with me today, I have Sidi. And Sidi, could you tell a bit about yourself and what's your favorite Finnish food?
Yeah, my name is Sidi Katu. I live in Finland and I love food, but I need to learn a little bit of Finnish food, so that's why I'm here. And yeah, I love karjalanpaisti.
Karjalanpaisti.
I love
Yeah, and we talked earlier that you have even tasted some bear here in Finland. Yes, thank you. And hey, today we are going to cook together with Sidi.
Yeah.
And I hope that you are going to join us cooking. And we'll go step by step making fish and root vegetable tray bake and a red cabbage slaw. And then we'll just talk a bit about Finnish ingredients, about seasonal ingredients, and about good nutrition, and of course, delicious food.
Yeah.
So once again, welcome, Sidi.
Thank you.
And welcome to you all.
Thank you.
So we are going to start with the root vegetable and fish tray bake. And I hope that you have your recipes there at home too. You can find them alongside this recording. And yeah, so let's start. And the first thing we're going to do is going to put the oven on. So 200 degrees Celsius. Sidi, could you get us the vegetables we're using?
Yeah. Where do you want me to put it?
Yeah, just put them on the on the bench there.
Okay.
And if you're doing this at home, please take all of your utensils and your ingredients out. So you're going to need an oven tray, a workbench or a cutting board, some knives, some spoons or measuring spoons, and then a lot of veggies. Are you familiar with Finnish root vegetables?
Yeah, but I'm not very familiar with making them.
Yeah. So something new, but something you already know.
No, yeah.
So we have, of course, today it's a potato that Finns love. And then we are using lanttu. That's, I think it's sweet in English. And have you tasted it?
I've tasted it when they make the joululantu.
Yeah, lanttulaatikko at Christmas.
Perfect,
yeah. So same thing. So it's a bit bitter, but if you spice it up good, it's going to get really sweet in the oven. Then we have some carrots and parsnip, which looks like a big white carrot. And then as an extra, because we happen to have it in the fridge, we have a couple of pieces of celeriac.
Oh, yeah.
And all delicious seasonal root veggies that are perfect at this time of the year. So let's start by cutting all of this up into chunks.
Okay.
The potatoes we have washed, so no need to peel them, but the other vegetables we're going to peel and then cut into chunks and then put them in this bowl.
Okay.
So you two at home, start with this. And just choose a knife for you and
I'm gonna go for this one.
yeah, and then peeling knife.
Thank you. So shall I start with the carrots?
Whatever you like. I like this recipe.
I can peel it right here.
Yeah, just peel it on the board and we'll put the peels in the bio waste afterwards. And here you could use any kind of fruit vegetables you like.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, it's
making a
always
mess
like
already.
when you're in the kitchen, first you make a mess and then you clean, isn't it?
It's so easy to make a mess. Not easy to clean.
Well, sometimes, yeah. Luckily, there's two of us today.
Yeah.
So we don't have to clean alone.
Definitely.
So anyway, you could use all kinds of root vegetables or vegetables that you like. And like in the autumn or in winter, I love using root vegetables because they are in season. Seasonal vegetables means that they are the kind of vegetables that are harvested at that time of year. Or like with root vegetables, they keep very well. So they take them out in the autumn, and you can have them all through winter and even in spring. And well, not much grows in Finland during the winter.
Okay.
Yeah. Luckily we have the root vegetables. And
I'm peeling. I forgot to ask. Am I peeling all the carrots?
Yeah, peel all the carrots. So we are using about 3 carrots, 3 or 4 potatoes, and the recipe calls for 200 grams of each. Swede and parsnip, but I just use 1 and 1, like small ones. In autumn, if you would like to switch these vegetables into something different, you could always use pumpkin that is seasonal right now. Do you use a lot of pumpkin in your cooking?
The leaves, yes.
The leaves?
Yeah.
Really?
We use a lot of pumpkin leaves where I come from in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Actually, we are known for using for eating a lot
I have to remember this if I meet Nigerians again. Or when.
And make sure you go to Calabar because
Really?
that's where the pumpkin leaf is the big deal.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds delicious. I have to try it sometimes. Can you get it here? Or do you have to grow it yourself?
It probably won't grow in Finland, but we have in the African stores. Yeah, they have the frozen ones.
Yeah. So you use them.
Yeah.
Okay. And another vegetable I really like, especially this time of the year, is the Brussels sprouts. Like the mini cabbage. They are so good roasted. And in a tray bake like this, they are perfect. I have a piece of celeriac, and this I'm going to peel with my knife. The peeling knife really doesn't do anything. Okay, let's see. It has a really strong smell.
Oh, it's so good. Okay.
And so what we are going to do today is we are going to bake or pre-bake the vegetables. And when we have all the vegetables like half baked, we are going to put on some fish and let it bake until both the fish and the vegetables are soft. And I like this kind of dishes because it's so easy. You really don't get that much washing up. So because everything is on the same tray. Could you please open the
deal?
So let's just put our bios there. Thank you.
So please, can I bend down and pick that one? It's really getting to me.
Please do. I see you're used to working in a clean kitchen. So let's just make chunks like whatever you'd like, but I like to leave them quite large. And root vegetables bake or get cooked in quite like the similar time, so we can make them quite even sizes. The Swede is quite hard, so maybe I'm going to cut it a little bit smaller than the rest of them. But on the other hand, I like a bit of a crunch in my vegetables. What about you?
I love it. Yeah. I was going to talk about that already. You're good. You already got it out of me.
We have a connection.
I see that.
So maybe I'll just leave the Swede in the same size of chunks as the others. The only vegetable here that we want to cook through, like really through, is the potato. Raw potato is not nice.
No. We don't need it going. What about the carrots? You like cut it the same way?
Yeah, about the same way, maybe like a half and in 3 pieces, maybe like 6 pieces per carrot.
Okay.
The carrot too can be left with a little bit of crunch.
Isn't that what they call al dente?
Ah, yeah,
Al
true.
dente, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And if you're making this at home and you're working alone in your kitchen, you might be doing it a bit slower today.
Okay.
Because there's the 2 of us working here and maybe just one of you working at home. But don't worry, we'll take pauses. You'll get time to catch up.
We'll be eating the lunch together same time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And yeah, that's our plan for today. So we are going to cook together and then we're going to eat lunch together. Yeah. But before we go and sit in our dining table, we'll turn off the cameras. And I hope that's the time that at that time you two get to sit down with a delicious self-made meal.
Yeah. The veggies are looking so beautiful already with the varieties of colors.
Yeah, and you know, when you choose vegetables, you should always choose various colors because each color of vegetable has like different nutritional value.
Okay.
So here today we have the orange carrots, the white parsnips, and the yellow sweets, and they all give us like their, well, of course, the flavor and the beautiful color, but also a bit of different nutrients.
Yeah.
So could you please still cut the potatoes up?
How do you want me to cut it?
Just the same size as everything else too.
Okay.
And as I already said, we are not peeling the potatoes today because I think the peel of the potato is actually the most delicious part of the potato. And most of the vitamins are straight under the peel.
I heard that. I didn't know about that till I came to Finland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's both for a more delicious meal and a more nutritious meal. That's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Yeah. And I heard about that the Finnish people love the Finnish peruna. I don't know summer peruna because it's so beautiful in the summer and they call it onko se kesäperuna?
Kesäperuna or uusi peruna.
Uusi peruna.
So the new potatoes, yes, you're completely right. The Finns love the potatoes, especially at summer and especially midsummer. You cannot have a midsummer's party without uudet perunat.
Yeah.
But this time of the year, well, the peruna, the potato is not completely like new anymore, but it's still really good. And the summer varieties don't go that well with roasting; they're better boiled. But now we get these the autumnal varieties, and they are delicious, like in many ways.
Yeah.
And like if I would make this food in summer, I would probably, maybe I would boil the potatoes or omit the potatoes as a whole and use like summer vegetables, zucchini, cauliflower, maybe bell peppers.
Yeah.
And like make it a summery version of it.
Yeah.
And with lots of like fresh herbs, like dill and parsley.
That's one of the beautiful things I've learned about the Western food, mostly in Finland also. They use a lot of colorful food.
Yeah.
And it's so inviting. It's so inviting.
Yes, they say that you don't eat only with your mouth. You always eat with your eyes first. So it's important to have a beautiful, colorful plate of food. And I'm sure that's something we'll get to see later today.
Definitely.
When we get these ready. So could you please help me season the vegetables?
Okay.
So we are going to put in 2 tablespoons of oil. And we are using canola oil today.
Okay. Yeah.
And some salt.
Yeah.
And some thyme.
Okay.
And the recipe calls for fresh thyme, but today I didn't have it, so I'm using dried thyme. And if you are converting it, as I do, then 1 tablespoon of fresh herb is about the same as 1 teaspoon of a dried herb. So I'm adding in a teaspoon of dried thyme.
So this is done.
That's done. And could you please measure in half a teaspoon of salt?
There's something funny I do.
Yeah.
Because I lived at one time with my grandma.
Yeah.
So there is like a little bit of oil that we don't let it go. Just
yeah.
get it all out.
Yeah, but that's like that's really good to like don't let anything go to waste. I can take that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have more space.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll just use a half a teaspoon of salt, and you two at home go easy on the salt,
please,
on the vegetables, because salt does enhance the flavor, but the vegetables have so much flavor in them already that you really don't have to use that much salt. That's perfect. And then sprinkle it on.
Oh, this is
I can get my hands dirty.
You can do it.
Yeah. Just coat them all up. And when we talk about nutrition, salt is one of the major things that can harm your health. Yeah. And using little salt can make your heart and your blood veins and also your brain to be healthy for longer. So that's why we are skimping on the salt today and just using a bit and letting the beautiful vegetables be the main star in this dish.
Okay.
So we are just going to tip them all on a baking tray. Mm-hmm. And as we were talking, that we are going to bake them as they are for about 15 minutes first. Yeah. Then add the fish, which we are going to marinate first. Okay. And then just add the fish and let it cook through. Okay. I'm just going to see that I have an even layer. So I'm going to go wash my hands. Could you please put the tray in the oven?
I will do that. Shall I put it in the middle?
Yeah, in the middle. That's good.
And that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
And do you use a timer in your kitchen?
I should. I always think that I can figure it out, but it's always really, it never gets it right.
Yeah, I always use a timer at home, even if I'm only cooking. Like, well, usually the reality is that I'm cooking and I'm cleaning, and maybe I'm like trying to watch some TV at the same time, or have friends to entertain or something. So I always use a timer. Yeah. To make sure that I don't forget anything in the oven.
Yeah.
So we were talking about seasonal vegetables now, and do you I was thinking about how do you spot seasonal vegetables when you go to the supermarkets?
Yeah.
What kind of guidelines could we give to the people at home?
I'm not very, I go usually based on what I want to make.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm making summer food in the winter, sometimes I'm making winter. I'm very but it would be nice to do it seasonally, because sometimes there are some spices you're looking for, because it's not the season, you don't find it in the stores.
Yeah. And maybe even if you find it, it could be quite expensive. Yeah. And not as good as during the season. Yeah. And that's exactly why we want to promote seasonal vegetables and seasonal ingredients in general. And usually when you go to the supermarket, and if you're looking for seasonal vegetables or seasonal fruit, look at which pile is the biggest. Like when you come in the store, what do you have at the entrance? And usually the seasonal vegetables are, as we talked, at their most delicious, and abundant, and also at the cheapest.
Okay.
So
now I get it.
Yeah. So when there's this time of the year, you can, or maybe a little bit later in the autumn, you can see these big piles of bags of carrots or
Yeah.
swedes,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's 2 kilos for €2 or something, like very, very cheap, then we can think that it must be the season of carrots and sweets.
Perfect. That's good. I never thought about it like that. Of course, I've noticed the abundant and stuff like that, and very cheap at some time. But I've never seen it as, okay, this is why it's here now. So it's a good thing to learn. I'm learning all the time, so this is good.
Great. And I'm learning from you too today.
Kiitos.
Yeah. And it's not only like Finnish ingredients. Like I think the most classic thing that I think about when we think about seasonal ingredients is oranges and citrus fruit in general. And even like every Finn knows that at Christmas you have fresh oranges and maybe like small citrus and lemon too in the stores, and they are very cheap and they are delicious
during Christmas.
Yeah, during Christmas and during like the hot winter months.
Okay.
Like January. So, and it's also good for us because it's so dark and a bit gloomy maybe during the winter, and then we have this small orange balls of sunshine giving us vitamins and so on.
The colors also so alive also.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And apart from all of these good things about seasonal ingredients, they are also a good choice when you think about the environment.
Yeah, that's true.
So they are also an environmental conscious thing to choose.
Yeah.
But
I wanted to talk about the importance of the setting of the timer.
Yeah.
Because mostly we foreigners, we always do this. Believe me, I'm a good example. We always feel like, I don't need no time. I know when the food is ready. I can see it and I know when it's ready. But when we are making the finished food, sometimes the time is accurate. Yeah, we need to follow up that time. So we need to make sure that the time is right so that we don't overcook it like al dente. If we want it al dente, we should follow the time it's saying in the recipe.
Yes.
It's really important. I'm a bad example.
But it always depends on what you are cooking. Like if you want your vegetables to have a bit of crunch, even after you have cooked them, then it's good to set a timer and see like, okay, maybe it's going to take half an hour. I'm just going to put 20 minutes on the timer and then see.
Yeah.
But then we do have those, like you were talking about karjalanpaisti.
Yes.
That's a dish you don't set the timer for.
Okay.
The longer it sits, the more delicious it becomes.
Okay, so there are food you don't need timer for at all.
Yeah.
Okay, that I didn't know. So you see?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm learning so much.
It depends on what you're cooking.
Okay.
And what kind of results you want.
Okay.
Like and some of us do like vegetables really soft and think that's delicious. That think that's delicious, and of course that's fine too.
Yeah.
But if you still want to have the brightness and the crunch, then use timer and check.
Yeah. Okay. But would you advise to always go follow the time it says in a recipe?
Oh, that's a difficult one because it depends so much on what you are doing. And for example, we are making the food in the oven today.
Yeah.
The oven we have here at the kitchen is maybe a bit different from the oven I have at home or you have at home.
Okay.
So usually it's not exact.
Okay.
But sometimes it can be.
Okay. All right.
So it's all about checking and learning.
Okay.
And then thinking like, okay, is this the way I want it?
Okay.
Is there something I still would like to do better next time or do different next time? Not maybe better, but different next time.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So it's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And hey, next we have to season the fish.
Yeah.
And my fish is still in the fridge. So could you please get the plate of pike? The recipe calls for some kind of Finnish fish or just fish you like. And also fish have their seasons. And right now in October, for example, pike is in season. We actually have a couple of pikes here too in the background. But we are going to marinate the fish, whichever fish you are using. So could you please cut the lemon and get the juice out? There's juicer there, so you can use that. And let's see where I am on my recipe here. Yep. And you can use skinless fish. And if you use a fish with the skin on, then you can either take the skin out or then just bake it in the oven. And it's easier to take the skin out afterwards, after you have cooked the fish. And we are going to marinate the fish with lemon juice, some thyme again, and salt, and a little bit of black pepper.
Yeah, I wanted to find out, do you want me to juice everything?
Yeah. Okay. We are going to use some for this and then some for the cabbage slaw.
Okay.
So probably we are going to use it all.
Yeah.
I'll do the salt again, 1/2 teaspoon. And my fish still has bones in it.
Okay.
And you could take the bones out before cooking, but I think it's the same as with the skin.
Okay.
It's easier to do when the fish is cooked. But of course, if you are eating with small children, you might want to take the
bones out
for them to be safe.
Okay. I shouldn't do what my grandmother taught me. I should not squeeze everything out of this way.
Really?
No, because I don't know when to stop.
Yeah, again,
get it all out.
Again,
get it all
yeah,
out.
again, this with nothing, letting nothing go to waste.
No.
I like it. That's a mother thing to do. Let me just rinse my hand a bit.
Almost there. Thank you.
And what the salt and lemon are going to do is that they're going to marinate the fish, but they're also starting to like a little bit like raw cook the fish too.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe there will be some discoloration on the fish, but that's completely normal.
Okay.
So could you measure us a tablespoon of lemon juice on top?
Where's my spoon?
There's one there at least.
Oh, a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Just one.
Yeah, just one.
I should put it in?
Yeah, just all over. And again, a teaspoon of dried thyme or a tablespoon of fresh. And then just some crushed black pepper.
Okay.
Well, you do the honors with this.
Now you don't mind how plenty I put. I'm obsessed with pepper.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I love pepper too.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you. And if you want, you can massage it a bit, but today we're just going to leave it here. And now I'm going to leave the fish on the counter, even though it's warm here, because I know that in a few minutes we'll be putting it in the oven. So it's safe here. And as I said, all fish can be used here, and it doesn't matter if you're using fresh fish or frozen fish. But if you use frozen, you should thaw it. Like that it's not frozen anymore. Yeah. Before you use it.
Marinate it.
What kind of fish do you usually use?
We use tilapia.
Yeah.
And we use mackerel.
Yeah.
And there is this, I don't know, is the name Thompson? We call it Thompson.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know. But I don't think that's like the international name, because I remember that I've gone to the shop before and I'm looking for Thompson and they're like, what is that?
So it's a nickname.
I think so. I think so.
But here it really doesn't matter like what kind of fish you're using, because you could use any. And like this pike, it's quite thick, or if you're using salmon, it's quite thick. So it's probably going to take 15 minutes to cook, or maybe more. But if you're using small fish like Baltic herring, which is like this big, tilakka, or Vendes muikku.
Yeah, the small one,
yeah, the small ones. Then they can cook in 5-10 minutes. So use whatever fish you like.
Okay.
And other delicious Finnish fish varieties are, for example, perch, which is ahven,
Yeah.
and then pike perch, which is kuha.
Do we want to use this one? Because the
Yeah.
name sounds familiar, and so as all the fish looking similar.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a struggle knowing which one is which one all the time. So
Yeah.
maybe our viewers would like to know, at least the foreign ones,
Yeah.
would like to know the difference, and maybe the names also.
Yeah, and our moderator today, Vivi, can put some names of the fish and the translations in the chat for you. But let's go through these. We went through this one a bit before. Do you still remember?
I think this is the one we're making.
Not exactly.
I knew it.
Well, this was the pike perch. So that's the kuha.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter if you mix them up a bit, because you can use most of them, like you can just choose each anyone you would like.
Yeah.
And like kuha, ahven, and hauki, the pike perch and pike, all are lake fish.
Yeah.
So you can use all of them the same way. Just mind you about pike, hauki. If you're pregnant, it's not suitable for you. So that's the only thing.
Something.
But so yeah, so kuha.
Yeah.
And then we have. Do you remember this one? We were just discussing about it. Yes, that's the ahven. So this is ahven, the perch. And ahvenanmaa has gotten its name from the fish.
Okay.
And this one you can spot by the nice orange fins. And then we still have the pike. We can grab this one.
Okay. No,
So
I remember.
this is what we're cooking today.
Yeah.
And this is actually quite life size. Like if you caught this from a lake, you'd be happy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it looks so big.
Yeah. So here.
It's smelling so nice already.
Yeah, it's already the vegetables. Nothing more than vegetables and a bit of thyme and oil, and it smells delicious.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So well, I was talking about that we are now leaving the fish to marinate. But please, when you get fish from the store, always make sure that you maintain the cold chain.
Okay.
And well, you know what that means. We talked about this earlier, but the cold chain means that if you get perishable goods, that means like fish, meat, or something like milk from the store. Let's check on the vegetables in a minute.
Okay.
That are sold from the fridge or from the freezer. You should make sure that they stay cold during the time you take them home. For example, if you spend half an hour on a bus.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then you should make sure that you can still keep, for example, your fresh fish cold. And I usually like to take a cold pack.
Yeah.
And maybe like a cold, well, you know, this like cold bags.
Yeah.
So just take one of those and put all of your cold perishable ingredients in there, and you'll be safe.
Okay.
And the ingredients will be in perfect shape when you take them home.
Yeah.
And then out with the tray for a minute.
Okay.
Like so. Let's stay clear from the steam. So as we can see, and maybe I'll show this a bit, the vegetables they look a bit cooked, but they are, for example, not brown yet.
Yeah.
So let's just put the fish on. And could you again put it back in the oven?
Oh yeah.
Like this.
I'm the oven lady.
I'm happy to have you here as my oven lady.
I should put it
Thank
back.
you. Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Apua.
thank you.
You're welcome.
And if you want to ask questions from me or Sidi about the recipes today, about cooking in general, or about something else concerning these topics, please just write your questions in the chat or open your mic and just go ahead and ask. Our moderator today, Vivi, will read aloud your comments if you write them in the chat. And just remember that because we are recording this, if you open your mic, the questions or the comments you will say will also be in the recording. Okay. And next we are going to make the light sour cream sauce. And today we are using kermaviili.
Okay. I love sour sauce, but I
Really?
never made it.
You never made it? Okay. Do you usually make it or eat it like made from kermaviili?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, today I'm going to show you a couple of other milk products today. So kermaviili is one of those. And but maybe we'll just go on with the milk products and then make the sauce ready.
Okay.
So today I was talking about a light sour cream sauce.
Yeah.
And kermaviili usually has from 6 to 10% fat in it. And today we are having one with 6% fat.
Okay.
And you can use it for cold sauces or baking. For example, if you make a pie, you can top it off with kermaviili.
Okay.
But it really doesn't do good when trying to, like, if you try to put it in a stew or boil it in a soup.
Okay.
It separates.
Okay.
And in those foods, I like to use smetana. And I see that you like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if kermaviili is like light sour cream, then smetana is full fat.
Heavy.
Yeah, and it's about 30% fat.
Ooh.
So it's a bit more fatty, but that means that it has this full flavor and that we can use it also in cooking.
Oh yeah.
Like cooking in like hot things. But we are going to use the kermaviili today. And have you ever felt overwhelmed at the supermarket at the milk counter? Well, I have to say, yeah, me too. Always. There's just so much to choose from.
Yeah.
And you have different products. You have different products with different specialities.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have different brands.
True.
Not to talk about all the vegetable-based like milk products that we have here today. And I thought that it would be interesting for you if I just went through a few of the basic creams and milk products we use every day.
Please.
And well, about creams.
Yeah.
I have 3 creams here today. So
Ruokakerma.
Yeah, ruokakerma, kuohukerma.
Oh yeah. Oh, the kerma. They confuse me always.
And then vispikerma. So would you like to know my rule of thumb how to use them?
Please, I need to know.
So if there's a special occasion, or if I don't know if I'm going to use the cream for cooking or baking.
Oh yeah.
If I'm going to make, I don't know if I'm going to make a cake or if I'm going to make a stew.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I go with kuohukerma.
Kuohukerma.
Yeah, and kuohukerma is usually in a, I don't know why, but it's usually in a orange tub like this one. And it's good for whipping up, so you can make and decorate cakes with it.
Oh yeah.
But it's also good for cooking.
Okay.
And it's a full fat cream, and it's like this general cream.
Yeah, and for coffee?
For coffee too.
As
why
well?
not? Yeah, why not?
Okay.
It's quite fatty, but I know some people like it, but reserve it for special occasions because it is quite fatty. And because of that, and the fat, like milk fat, isn't that good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So just let's use a little bit of milk fats and
Yeah.
like animal fats
Yeah.
apart from fish. Did you know that fish has healthy fats?
Yeah, I've heard that also.
Yeah. So we talk about soft fatty acids or soft fats and hard fatty acids.
Okay.
And the soft ones are good for us
Mhm.
and the hard ones are not. And milk fat is always hard.
Hard.
fat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
But-
I'm getting the difference.
Yeah, but for special occasions.
Mhm.
And if I'm baking something like I want to make whipped cream,
Mhm.
I usually go for
This
vispikerma. Vispikerma literally means whipping cream.
cream,
Yeah. And it's some people say that kuohukerma has a better flavor than vispikerma. I really don't feel the difference, but it's a bit more stable. When you whip it up,
Yeah.
it doesn't melt as
Right
quickly.
away.
Yeah, as the
Now I
kuohukerma.
get the difference.
Yeah, so it's really stable.
Mhm.
And then we have our good friend ruokakerma.
Yes.
And as you might guess, it's for food.
Yes.
And let's see how much fat this has in it.
15%.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it says here.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
15%. So it's about half the amount of fat that these two have.
Mhm.
And you can find them with low fat content too if you want to use them.
Yeah.
And it's only for cooking and maybe like putting into like cake batter, but
Oh.
never for whipping.
Okay, cake butter. I never knew.
Yeah. So this is like something, and it stays good for a really long time. So it's something that you can have in your fridge, waiting for the day that you don't really know what you're going to make, and then you remember, oh, I have some vegetables, I have some beans, and I have some ruokakerma.
Mhm.
I can make us a nice soup or a stew.
Yeah.
So that's the creams.
I love it a lot with pasta.
Really?
So, yeah, I love. Oh.
A creamy pasta.
Oh, aqua. But I try to eat as healthy as I can because it's so heavy and I cannot eat it all the time. But
Yeah.
I could eat pasta like every other day.
Yeah. And if you want to make a bit of a healthier choice, you can always try using like kaurakerma. So
Kaura.
oat-based like
Mhm.
cream.
They have that too.
They have that too.
Wow.
And unfortunately, I don't have a package to show you today,
Mhm.
but these oat-based milk products are really big right now and really like trendy. There's a lot to choose from. So next time you go to the supermarket, maybe you can ask the people at the shop, like, where can I find kaurakerma? And maybe try it.
Yeah.
Kaurakerma.
Kiitos.
And then I just have a top of milk
Mhm.
and some piimä.
My favorite once again.
Really?
I love
You love piimä?
I love piimä. And this is actually the one I love to get because there is a little bit of taste about it and it's not watery.
Yeah.
It's very healthy.
Yeah.
This product is my favorite product actually.
Yeah, I do. I love piimä. I hardly ever buy it at home, but if I go to lunch somewhere and there's piimä, I always take it, a glass full of piimä. And well, it's just a kind of sour milk. Maybe some of you are familiar with kefir. So it's quite the same. And you can use it for just drinking or maybe in smoothies.
Oh yeah.
Or what you would like. And I think we are going to talk a little bit more about packaging markings. For example, this lactositon thing we have on almost all of the tubs here, or all the packages here. But let's first make the sauce so that we'll get it ready and let it get really flavorful in the fridge.
What about we are doing the kerma now.
Yeah. So let's check the recipe. So we are going to use 1 tub, that's 200 grams of light sour cream, kermaviili, 1 tablespoon of mustard, and then half a tablespoon of lemon juice.
Okay.
Now I'll just get it the bowl.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Mustard.
Yeah, and then the lemon juice.
Yeah.
So please, if you start with the kermaviili.
So we're using
the whole tub.
Okay.
And half a tablespoon of this.
Okay,
I think
maybe
you
it's
need a
not going to
spoon.
work.
Yeah. And today we'll be recycling all of the trash. We have, for example, we have the bio waste. That's the like the fruit peel and vegetable peels and so on.
Yeah.
Then we have some plastic today, and then we have
Aluminum.
some aluminum, so metal. So let's just leave it there. You can rinse it off a bit, and leave it to dry, and we'll recycle it. And then just mix it.
Okay. Nani.
That's good. And when it's good and mixed, let's just put it here so that it's a bit prettier.
Okay.
Sorry?
No problem. Thanks for the cleaning.
It's so nice to be cooking with someone. Like you have so much time to do everything. Like while you are mixing the sauce, I get to clean it.
Yeah.
Yes. So about the packaging markings, and I didn't set the timer. We were just talking about the timer, and I didn't set it, but I'm going to put it in at 5 minutes now, and then we just have to check.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So how is it going?
It looks that it still needs some time.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I infected you with my no checking times.
Okay, then just let's put the sauce here.
Okay, so it's good enough.
Yeah, that's good and mixed. Yes.
No wasting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
And put the sauce to wait there.
Okay.
And if you have the recipes for today on page 3 of the recipes, or after the recipes, you will find a few logos. So you could maybe take them out. And when you go to a store and check for like packaging markings, there are some things that you might want to check, and it depends on what your needs are. And are there any packaging markings you are like that you always check?
For the fish.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to have fishes that are rare in the pond.
Yep.
So I try to look for the logo for the fish where it says that the fish is not, that it's safe or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, so that it's sustainably caught. And that's a good thing also about Finnish fish, that Finnish lake fish is all very sustainable. And also the silakka, even though it's a sea fish, you can always just choose Finnish fish and make a good choice.
Yeah.
But I didn't put it here, but as you brought it up, you have the MSC marking on the MSC, fish, on the fish packaging. So that's maybe something you would like to look for, and that's something you are checking.
Yeah.
And maybe some of you need to find lactose-free products like we have today. So that's always laktoositon.
Okay.
And if you're not completely lactose intolerant, but don't want to eat a lot of lactose, then you could find a product that says vähälaktoosinen. Wow. That's low lactose. And it could also say hyla, that's HYLA. That also means that the product is low in lactose. And some products have the labeling lempi or eila. And that also means that it's lactose-free. They are just brands for lactose-free goods. And then there's the gluten-free marking.
Oh, yeah.
And that we already have marking for in the papers too. That's the black and white logo. And gluten-free.
So is that one?
Yeah, that's that one in the center.
Gluten-free.
Gluten-free means that the product doesn't have any gluten in it, gluten is the protein of wheat
Yeah.
or rye or barley, and it's not suitable for those of us who have celiac disease,
Yeah.
or another reason are gluten-free.
Yeah.
So that's a marking that you then would like to look for in a product.
Yeah, I'm gluten-free, so
Really?
yeah, a lot of food I have to check it. I've never seen the logo, but I know they write the gluten-free really like big.
Yes.
So you will find it, and they have a section for it to find them.
That's true.
Yeah.
And all of us have different needs.
Yeah.
So it's good to learn this, even though if you don't need it like personally, maybe someone in your close to you needs
it.
Yeah. Then we have the Hyvää Suomesta, the blue and white swan logo, and that means that the product is made with mostly Finnish ingredients here in Finland, and there's the equivalent of the hard leaf label, and that means that the vegetable or fruit was grown in Finland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I always see this on kurku.
Yeah. Well, that's
I didn't know the
yeah. Yeah. So that means that it was grown in Finland.
Okay.
And then there's let's check in a minute. One of my favorites is the heart label, the sydänmerkki. And that means, because it's the heart label, it means that those products are good for your heart and for your health. So it's a product that in its category is healthier for like the heart health than other products. So maybe it has less fat, less salt. So if you want to make a health conscious choice, then take these.
Okay.
And hey, if you have anything to ask about the symbols or the labels or anything else we are talking about today, please do just write it in the chat and we will read it aloud. Okay, so let's check the fish. And I think we'll just take it all out and see. Beware of the, there's the steam coming.
Oh, it looks so good.
So I'm just going to check the fish for doneness, and I think the vegetables, they look good, but maybe I would like them to brown a little bit. So maybe a few minutes more in the oven. But let's check the fish, and maybe I have a spoon here to help me.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, so it's perfectly cooked already. You can see that the fish is not like see-through anymore, so we know it's cooked. But I'm still going to give it a few more minutes just to give the vegetables some time to brown. But I'm checking the potato, it's completely soft, so we could have this already.
Okay.
Thank you. And now I remember to set my timer at 5 minutes, and after that
we are ready.
We are ready for that. Okay, so we have our main food and the sauce, but now we are going to make the salad. And today we'll be using the red cabbage. You could use regular white cabbage too if you wanted to, but we are talking about colors. So we are adding another wonderful color on our plate today. And this cabbage weighs about 800 grams, so it's like double the amount on the recipe.
Okay.
So let's just make the sauce a double.
Okay.
And use the whole cabbage.
Okay.
So which one would you like to do? Cut up the cabbage or make the dressing?
Whichever one you want. I'm here to learn.
Well, maybe start with this one and just take out the stem.
Oh yeah.
And then just make as fine shreds as you can.
Okay.
So
and throw them right in the bowl.
Right in the bowl.
Okay.
And we are going to mash the cabbage up a bit with maybe a ladle, or then using clean hands.
Take one layer out.
I already did that
yeah.
before we started.
Okay.
So I took the outmost layer out of the cabbage because the leaves were a bit damaged. It didn't look that good. So I just threw them away.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are going to cut the cabbage, then bruise it a bit to make it that extra bit more juicy, and then just marinate it for a bit in a lovely lemony vinaigrette. Okay. So I'm going to start with garlic. And the finer you cut it, the juicier it will be.
Oh yeah.
So that looks perfect.
Okay, I'm on an assignment. Are we not turning this table? It's okay?
That's fine. That's fine. We'll wash it afterwards. Are you a fan of garlic?
Oh yeah. Oh,
that's good because we're going to put in plenty of garlic.
I love
here.
it.
Yeah.
And for the fact that it's also healthy,
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. And I think this salad is good for the winter. Well, of course, because it's using seasonal winter vegetable, the red cabbage.
Yeah.
And also for the autumn, but especially for the winter because it has these strong flavors. The peppery red cabbage, the really strong garlic, lemon, and it's just
you wake up by force.
You're right. You're completely right. And this is also a salad that stays good for a few days.
Okay.
Like if you when we have it today, it's going to be quite crunchy.
Oh yeah.
And quite like hard in flavor.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, when you let it marinate, both the cabbage will soften. Yeah, soften, and the flavor will mellow a bit.
Wow.
So tomorrow it's still it's a different kind of delicious.
Okay. That's good.
In with the garlic. And 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. This one is.
You really make cooking very easy.
yeah, we try to because I love cooking, but I also want to have time for other things.
Oh yeah.
Especially during the week. Like this is something I could do after work and still have like fresh and delicious food and not use all of the hours, all of the time after work just in the kitchen.
And by the time you eat, you're so tired, you cannot do nothing anymore. Just take them. Boom.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
this is good that you have, it goes really quick.
Yeah.
And then you eat and you can still have a lot of time to do all this stuff. This is good.
Yeah.
Something new I've learned, Kato. I keep learning all the time. You're so good, teacher.
And I'm learning
should
a lot
I keep
from
going?
you too. Yes, everything.
Oh. Because they're becoming bigger, so I was scared.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm making a double amount of
the sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm taking out the tray. Okay. As long as I remember that the timer just ran. Sometimes if you let it go, like you think, oh, I'm going to check the oven in 1 minute.
Everything go wrong. Yeah.
I'll put my milk products in the fridge and take the tray out.
Okay.
So I have the garlic, the lemon, then some salt, so 1/4 of a teaspoon,
Okay.
and that twice is 1/2 teaspoon. Black pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And honey, mustard, and then oil.
Okay.
Sorry,
No
reaching
problem.
out.
It's okay.
I think I'm going to use all the honey we have left. Yeah, and it's important that you wash your hands properly before cooking, because I always notice that I use my hands a lot when I'm cooking. But that's okay as long as your hands are clean.
Yeah.
So honey. And then mustard. So that's a whole 4 teaspoons of mustard when I'm doing a double.
Okay.
Amount.
Down no more.
Yeah, and those just in the bio.
I made a mess again. Oh wow.
But you worked a lot too and
Thank
cooked a lot.
you.
So here we go. And could you measure out 1.5 deciliter of oil in with the cabbage? Yeah,
1.5 deciliter.
And that's quite a lot of oil, and that really gives this cabbage like this marinated nature.
Okay.
And you could bruise or massage the cabbage on its own or with the marinade, as we are doing today.
And you can use this oil.
Yeah, that rypsiöljy or rapsiöljy. That's like canola oil or rapeseed oil.
Okay.
And which oils do you use at home, or do you use one or many?
I use this one, and then I use olive oil.
Yeah.
But I noticed that olive oil is a little bit heavy. So
Really?
I don't, and the funniest thing is I don't know the difference. Like when to use the olive oil, when not to use the olive oil. Yeah.
Well, rypsiöljy is good for anything. Like it has a very like mellow flavor, or it's quite neutral in flavor.
Okay.
So you can use it in like salad dressings, or you can use it for cooking in oil, or for frying, or for just putting on top of your piece of fish, maybe on the table.
Okay.
But if you want to have like extra flavor in your food, and as you said that you love pasta, like the Italians, they always use olive oil. So maybe when you're cooking Italian, you can use olive oil, and at other times rypsiöljy. And rypsiöljy is pure, and olive oil too, but rypsiöljy is pure soft fat. So it's very good for us, and you should eat, well, of course you should eat fat in moderation, but you still need to eat fat to stay healthy. And rypsiöljy is a very good choice.
Okay.
So now in with the dressing.
Yeah, I was about to say that one of the logo you showed is it right here, because the heart thing.
Yes, that's the heart logo, or the heart symbol. Do you remember what it means?
Yeah, you said it's pretty good for the health and it's good for the body. So
It's
better
quite
to-
easy to remember. The heart symbol means that it's good for the heart and good for your health.
I'm going to drink water.
Yeah, of course. Okay, and that's the salad done.
Yeah.
And we could leave it to marinate as we talked, but today we are going to eat it fresh. I'll just get a nicer bowl for us. So in with all of the cabbage here. Yeah.
Oh,
I think this too is it's a two-person job. You know it. You know what would be really, really nice to add here?
No.
Maybe a little bit of fresh ginger.
Oh.
Just to give it that extra, like heat.
Yeah, something that wakes you up a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the cabbage salad done. And if you want to, you can put some chives or basil on it.
Okay.
So
we have that.
Yeah, we have that. So just
chop.
Yeah, chop. Just take a small amount.
No.
Yeah, that's good. And then just chop it up. Just for a little bit of decoration.
So what do you call it? This is ruoho.
Ruohosipuli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Finnish.
Yeah, ruohosipuli. So that's like grass onion. But isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it smells so good already.
Yeah.
Yum, yum.
And the color contrast is going to be amazing, like the deep violet or purple, and then the green chives on top.
Let's make it look beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh yes.
I hope you're getting as good results in your home kitchens as we are today. And hey, next, what we have on our timetable is just to clean up a bit and plate the food up. And I still have some things I want to discuss with you about the plate model.
Oh yeah.
So let's just take all of the everything and just put it there so that we have a clean table here.
Okay. I'm sure we didn't use this one, so
Yeah, just leave that there. And take these out. Thank you.
no problem.
So I wonder how many of you there at home are familiar with the plate model. The moderator, Vivi, will put a link in the chat and you can go and check it out, plate model, at the Ruokavirasto website. So I know that you are very familiar with the plate model. So would you like to tell in a few words what is it about? Like a general idea.
Plate model is very it's very important because we cannot use kulho to serve a particular dish, right?
Yeah.
So every food come with different type of dish, and there is how you can arrange it, and it makes it look very beautiful and very inviting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the main thing, also apart from all of this, is that with the plate model or the model plate, we can plate up food so that we get all the nutrients we need.
Yeah.
And we are going to take out our plates and make a plate model of our own today.
Yeah.
So what the plate model is about is that you want to get half of your plate filled with vegetables. And it doesn't matter if it's like baked vegetables or steamed vegetables or fresh vegetables. Best to get both of them. So a bit of salad, a bit of vegetables.
Yeah.
To cover up half of the plate. Then 1/4 of the plate is reserved for carbohydrates or something to give you energy.
Yeah.
the potato, rice, pasta,
Fish.
and so on. Yeah, but the fish has
its own plate.
its own place. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The last place, the last quarter of the plate is reserved for protein.
Oh, yeah.
So that could be fish, beans, some meat, chicken,
Yeah.
whatever you like. And usually food isn't this like straightforward.
Yeah.
Like today, the potatoes and the vegetables are mixed.
Yeah.
But it's just a general idea that it's good to have in mind when you are arranging food on a plate.
Definitely.
Because this, when you follow the plate model, you will get all of the nutrients you need.
Yeah.
So please just maybe start with the salad, and I'll get some utensils to take this. So you can put your plate here and make a portion of your own.
Are you sure?
Really?
Everything can go.
That's always the thing about cooking. Like first you do so much work that you make this beautiful dish, and then someone goes and destroys it all by taking some of it on your plate. But yeah, this is an important part for us to do today together. So please just take some salad. I'm going to start with the fish and the potatoes.
Because I wanted to follow your style, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first with the fish
yeah.
and the potatoes, maybe a little bit more.
Oh, those fish are looking so juicy.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
So then some cooked vegetables.
Job really well done.
We can thank ourselves.
Yeah.
And each other, of course.
Yeah.
And a little bit of sauce here.
Okay.
So let's just switch places.
Okay. Yeah. Can do that. Potato. Helppoa. I think that would do.
And the plate model wouldn't be full without something to drink and a piece of bread with some margarine to give us that extra good fats.
Yeah. Okay. So vegetables. You see, I almost forgot my veggies.
You want to fill half of your plate up with vegetables.
Oh, so I should keep going.
You can take cooked vegetables and the fresh salad.
Yeah, I don't have lunch.
Yeah. And of course, like we all need different amount of food and want to eat different amount of food. But you can always take a smaller plate or a bigger plate, depending on how much you want to eat.
I'm joking always all the time. So the size of the plate don't have to be the size of me.
Well, that's true too. And then I have some whole grain bread. This is rye bread today, but you said you're gluten-free.
Yeah.
So let's omit this from your plate. I'm going to take some, but you said you like piimä, so let's have a glass of piimä.
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you. Oh, look at that. It's so fine, the piimä. This particular product is so beautiful.
Yeah, this is, I love this one. It has a little bit of fat in it, so it's really full in flavor.
Yeah, and very creamy, the texture.
Maybe I can put this away.
Okay, you put it there. Yeah, I need to complete my beauty.
Here you go.
Thank you. I'm gonna go with that for now.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Thank you. And so that's it, the plate model. So half a plate full of vegetables, for both cooked and raw. Then a quarter reserved for protein. Today we have Finnish pike.
Yeah.
And then the last quarter for potatoes. And then a glass of piimä and a piece of full grain bread with some margarine on it to make the plate model complete.
Yeah.
And now maybe we can say cheese with the piimä.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
So let's just, I want to thank you, Sidi, today for cooking with me.
Yeah.
And I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun. And you people at home, please write in the chat what you thought about our class today. And now our next job is to eat this delicious food to get all the nutrients that we have put in it.
Oh, yes.
And I want to thank you all for being with us today. And if you want to get more delicious recipes, you should go to martat.fi or yhteishyvä.fi. Those are both really good websites to get more Finnish and international recipes. And also thank you to SOK, who we've done cooperation on this course, on this class today. But thank you all. Thank you, Sidi.
Thank you.
And goodbye.
Bye. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this as we do. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.